Hey, I'm Yogi, and here I am once again to go over a custom archetype I made for another Hitman Reborn character. If you haven't seen my previous video, it was basically me going over a custom Yu-Gi-Oh archetype I made for Gokudera from Hitman Reborn. And I am continuing this series by making decks for the rest of the 10th generation Vongla family. And I'm sure you can tell from the thumbnail, but I'm going to be going over the Vongla family's Extreme Boxer, Ryohei Sasagawa. And just like last video, I'll be going over the cards, going over the references in the art, and going over a little combo at the end. Also, I didn't say this in the last video, but all these cards were made on Dueling Book, and I made the Gokudera cards public, and then I will be making these cards public by the time this video comes out too, so if anyone ever wants to go on there and use them, then you can go ahead and do that. But without further ado, let's start with the monsters. First up, we have the Sunny Boxer, the light level 4 warrior monster, 1700 attack, 1500 defense. And obviously from the art, this is the extreme man himself, Ryohei. But let's go over the effect here. And a lot of these are going to have a lot of words, so just get ready for that. Once per turn during the battle phase, except during the damage step, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. So that's the first effect, and that is going to be a thing with all of these main deck monsters. That's going to be the gimmick / theme of the deck. He's a boxer, of course they're focused on fighting, you know. I wanted to make this basically like a better War Rock. If you don't know what War Rocks is, basically it's just a battle phase focused deck, but it's not very good. But I wish it was. Anyway, the next effect is it. If this card was summoned during the battle phase, you can add one Sunny monster except the Sunny Boxer from your deck to your hand. And then we have a third effect here. If this card inflicted damage to your opponent, gain life points equal to the damage dealt to your opponent. And you can only use each effect of this card once per turn. So this card, on top of, being a quick effect summon from hand during battle phase, which it means it can be summoned during yours or your opponent's battle phase, by the way. But other than that, it's a monster searcher on summon. That's pretty good, unless it gets hit by an Ash Blossom. But the second effect is a little life point gaining card, which is also a little reference to the anime since, he has Sun Flames, which properties acceleration, which basically means like accelerated healing and also accelerated momentum in some cases. But that was the first card. Let's go to the next one. The next card is Sunny Boxer's Teacher, a level 4 water warrior monster, 1600 attack, 1500 defense. First effect, can be special summoned from the hand during the battle phase, either one. Second effect, if this card was summoned during the battle phase, you can add one Sunny spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Then the third effect, if this card inflicted damage to your opponent, you can add one Sunny card except for Sunny Boxer's Teacher from your graveyard to your hand. And each effect's on a hard once per turn. So Ryohei was a monster searcher, and now we have Colonello as a spell searcher. I'll say for those who don't know, Colonello is a Arcobaleno, basically meaning he was one of the 7 strongest people in the world, but those people were also babies. Anyway, that's why he looks like a kid here. So that's obviously who this is. He taught him, and also he's a water instead of a light like Ryohei, because in the show, his Dying Will Flame was rain, so they gave him the water attribute. Next card, Sunny Boxer's Sister, a light level 3 warrior monster, 1200 attack, 1500 defense. First effect, special summon during the battle phase, all that. If this card was summoned during the battle phase, you can target one other Sunny monster you control, double its attack until the end of the battle phase. If this card inflicted damage to your opponent, this card can make a second attack this turn, and each effect is on a hard once per turn. So of course, the Sunny Boxer's Sister is none other than Ryohei's little sister, Kyoko Sasagawa. Now in the show, she's not a boxer, nor does she fight, but the art here was supposed to be a reference to like a scene in the future arc where she she was going through Ryohei's room and found his old boxing gloves and kind of put it on and started doing some punches with it. But either way, that's the card. I don't think it's too bad. Honestly, the doubling the attack is like kind of scary because you haven't seen the other cards yet, but like that doubling attack can get really big. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Next we have Sunny Boxer's Rival, a level 4 Earth Warrior this time, 1700 attacks, 1500 defense, so same stats as Sunny Boxer. Second effect, if this card was summoned during the battle phase, you can target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. And then third effect, if this card inflicted battle damage to your opponent, all monsters you control cannot be destroyed until the end of your opponent's battle phase. Now this card art is actually a character from the manga, Koyo Alba, who's a part of another Mafia family called the Simone family. But yeah, this card on summon is not even a monster destruction. It destroys any one card your opponent controls. Got to target it though, so it's like they have a chance of dodging it. But since, that effect happens during the battle phase, it just really depends on what cards they have, they can activate at that point. Next card is Sunny Boxer's Ancestor, a level 6 light warrior, 2300 attack, 1500 defense. Second effect, if this card was summoned during the battle phase, you gain 1000 life points. And if this card inflicted damage to your opponent, then you can banish the top card of your opponent's deck. Each effect, hard once per turn again. Now this card is obviously supposed to be Knuckle, who is in the anime Hitman Reborn. We find out we see and learn about the first generation Vongla family and the Sun Guardian in that family was a man named Knuckle, who was a priest. Well, he was a boxer, but then after like a fight, can't remember if he killed the person or he like gravely injured them. He basically turned to God and became a priest. But whenever the time called for it, he spared 3 minutes to put on some boxing gloves just to fight before picking up his Bible again. Or in this art's case, before picking up his Bibli again. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of why I just picked this art. And the last main deck monster, Sunny Boxer's Kangaroo, a level 5 light warrior. I should have put this as Beast Warrior. You know what? Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna change that to Beast Warrior. But special summon this card from the hand. If this card was summoned during the battle phase, target 1 card your opponent controls, return that card to their hand. Third effect, if this card inflicted damage to your opponent, you can draw 1 card. Each effect on hard once returned. And yeah, this one is obviously supposed to be Ryohei's box weapon that he gets in future art, which was a kangaroo called Kangaroo, which is great naming, honestly. But yeah, on the summon it's a bounce, and when it inflicts damage, you get to draw 1 card, you know? Next, which is the final monster, but is also the only extra deck monster for this archetype, is Gen 10 Boxer, Ryohei and Kangaroo. This is a level 7 light warrior fusion, 3000 attack, 2200 defense, and you will not believe how much I kind of like I was looking over this effect and try to like make it kinda good, but also not too busted, because I'll explain. Okay. First of all, this card can be special summoned during your battle phase, right? Only yours. Oh, and its fusion materials are the Sunny Boxer and Sunny Boxer's Kangaroo. And to summon this card, you have to send those 2 cards you control to the graveyard. Alright, so let's get into this effect. If this card was summoned during your battle phase, or during the battle phase, you can add 1 Sunny card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And if you do, you can return up to 2 cards your opponent controls back to their hand. So just like with in the last video with like the Gokudera fusion, I try to take the 2 main deck monsters that are used for the materials and put their effects together. But then we have the second effect, because you know they all have effects when they inflict damage, and this is where I kind of had to like change it up a little bit several times, but I think I've settled on this one for right now. If this card inflicted damage to your opponent by attacking a monster, gain life points equal to half the damage dealt. Then if your life points are 10,000 or more, you can draw 2 cards. And you can only use each effect once per turn. Now, about that last effect, the problem here for me was, first, I changed it. First, the gaining life points effect was from Ryohei's, of course. At first, it wasn't gaining half, right? And it also was 8,000 or more life points at first. You know, then I was testing them out a little bit, and I realized, oh, wait a second. This card, when you have the Sunny Boxer's sister on the field too, doubles this card's attack to 6,000. Oh, and there's also the fact too, I also changed another thing, I forgot this too, that I added the inflicted damage by attacking an opponent's monster. Before it was just if you just inflicted damage to him at all. You know, you just gain life points, and if you have over 8,000, just draw 2. And I was like, all right, maybe that was too much, you know? So I did it like, okay, you were attacking a monster. Like, okay, maybe that helps, you know? But then again, the Sunny Boxer's sister doubles the attack. They gaining a lot of life points back, just draw 2. Like, okay. Then we'll gain half of the damage dealt. Cool. But then I remembered, oh wait, no, I made some other cards which can kind of get around this in a way. Not necessarily get around it. What will basically make it to where you're still doing a lot of damage, you know? Maybe not as much as before, but you're still doing a lot of damage, and it's still just 8,000 life points. And obviously, these cards get summoned during the battle phase, so you're probably going to want to go second here. Even if you go first, you can just pass and do it on your opponent's turn, but obviously you can't summon this card on your opponent's turn. But like, you're probably not going to take too much damage, because they're probably not going to have too many things to stop you during the battle phase. So then I was like, okay, I just got to increase the life points to 10,000. I think the combos I did was when it was 8,000. Like, everything else was still there, but I think it was still like at life points were 8,000 or more. And then you'll see exactly in the combos just how like easy that actually was, you know? But yeah, I'll explain why that card is so good right now as we move on from the monsters and we go over some spells now. The first spell card we have is a field spell called the Sunny City. The effects are, you can activate this card from your hand during your battle phase, and when this card is activated, you can add 1 Sunny monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Second effect, you can activate Sunny spells and traps in your hand during the battle phase. So that part of the effect is kind of like how Runic Fountain basically says you can use their quick play spells from hand. And then we have a third effect here. If a Sunny monster you control attacks an opponent's monster, any battle damage inflicted to your opponent is doubled. And you can only activate the Sunny City once per turn. So you can activate it during your battle phase only. First effect grabs the monster, pretty good. Second effect, kind of again, almost like a Runic Fountain effect where you can only use Sunny spells and traps from your hand. But that last effect is what affects the fusion monster in a way that I didn't register at first. The whole doubling battle damage done to your opponent. But yeah, no, I would say not really any reference to the art. I guess I could have made it like a boxing ring. Oh, yeah, maybe I should have done that. I should have called it like the Sunny Ring. And then it would have been like a reference to like the cage that he was in during the Varia arc when he was fighting Luxuria with all the lights around him. Maybe I should have done something like that. That'd have been interesting too. Next one is an equipped spell called Sunny Gloves. This card can only be equipped to a Sunny monster. The equipped monster gains 700 attack and gets an additional attack during the battle phase. If the equipped monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent, and you cannot have more than one Sunny Gloves equipped to the same monster at a time. And this is the second card that kind of makes a little busted combo with the fusion. With the combination of inflicting piercing battle damage to a defense position monster, dealing double damage with the field spell, even though the monster, or you'll only gain half the life points, you're basically gaining the normal amount of damage. Also, a second attack, that's 37 just by itself. But again, if you have the Boxer's Sister on the field too, and you double it, then it can go up to like 6,700. If you double it, well, it's at 3,000. Next spell is another equipped spell called Sunny Boots. This card can also only be equipped to a Sunny monster. The equipped monster gains 300 attack and cannot be destroyed by card effects. And the equipped monster gains the following effect. Once per turn during your opponent's battle phase, except during the damage step, this card can declare an attack. And you cannot have more than one Sunny Boots equipped to the same monster at a time like the last one. While this card doesn't give as much attack points as the last one does, it kind of tries to make up for that effect with the quick effect it has, which is being able to battle an opponent's monster, but only during their battle phase, But honestly, it's good, because you can use that, possibly get an effect off depending on what monster you got this equipped to. Oh, and my bad, I need to do the references. The reference to Sunny Gloves is actually the Ryohei 10 years in the future had when his kangaroo shot out like his little support items. The gloves are supposed to be the ones he got, and the boots are the boots he got, the ones that allow you to fly. Next one is a quick play spell called Sunny Morning Run. You target one Sunny monster you control, banish it until the start of the next battle phase. I just realized I got a little bit of a typo on that. When a banished monster is returned to the field while this card is in your graveyard, have it gain 500 attack. But the second effect is, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one Sunny card in your graveyard, and add that card to your hand. And you can only use each effect of Sunny Morning Run once per turn. So with that effect, basically you could just, use this during your main phase, and then still during the main phase, you could just banish it right there and grab something from your graveyard. But if you do that, then when you go to battle phase, or the next battle phase, when your monster comes back, it won't get the 500 attack boost. So usually, best way to do it is like do it during main phase 1, go battle phase, have the monster come back, gain 500 attack. Then during main phase 2, you can banish it to add a Sunny monster back to hand, or any other Sunny card. You can add a Spell Trap back. The reference for Sunny Morning Run is basically just Ryohei kind of has like a little morning routine where he does jog around the city basically, so that's what that is. And the last spell we have is another quick play called Sunny Protection. If a Sunny monster is targeted for an attack, you can change the attack target to a different Sunny monster you control. Then you could use the attack targets for any attacks your opponent makes until the end of the battle phase. So basically, this is kind of like that Blue Eyes card, what's called Dictator D. When it's on field, you can control which monster your opponent attacks into. The reference for Sunny Protection is Ryohei's little flashback we saw, where he said he was protecting Kyoko, his sister, from some middle schoolers, like when he was a kid. This is basically the reference to that moment. He's like protecting her. And that was all the spells. So let's see the traps, which we have 2 of. First, we have Sunny Rivalry, normal trap. You target one Sunny monster you control and one monster your opponent controls. Have your opponent's monster gain attack equal to the attack of your monster until the end phase. Then have your monster gain attack equal to the attack of your opponent's monster until the end phase. And both monsters must attack each other during the current or next battle phase if able. And you can only activate one Sunny Rivalry per turn. Bit of a mouthful, I think, with the effect, but basically, your monster's gaining your opponent's monster's attack points. Their monster's gaining the attack points of the Sunny monster you target as well. And reference, Sunny Boxer and the rival, Ryohei and Alba. It's supposed to be mimicking a scene from the manga, like after they destroyed their little math sheets that were laminated in seemingly indestructible metal, and they were kind of like bumping arms when that happened, This is supposed to be referencing that. And now we have the last trap card called Sunny Training, which is a continuous trap. You can only control one face-up Sunny Training. Once per turn, you can add one Sunny card from your deck to your hand. If you activated this effect during the battle phase, you can activate one of the following effects. You can either do A, gain 500 life points, B, have a Sunny monster you control gain 500 attack, or C, draw one card. Then the last line says, if a Sunny monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard instead. reference in the art is supposed to be when Colonella was training Ryohei before the Varya art. Colonella was teaching him how to, like, you know, break the rock with his fist. So this is supposed to be that, you know, in the little moment where they're like celebrating and bumping fists here. But yeah, that was all the monsters, spells, and traps. So now we will see some combos. So first, we're gonna activate the Sunny City at a monster, we'll add Teacher. We're going to use Boxer's effect to summon in battle phase, add Kangaroo, then we'll use Teacher's effect to also summon itself, and then add Sunny Training. We'll use Sunny Training's effect, and use the first effect to grab a Sunny card, which we'll use to grab Sunny Glove. Then we'll use this effect to draw one. Kangaroo's effect to summon, then bounce. Then we'll send the 2 to summon out the Boxer. When he summons, you know, we can add a Sunny card from deck or graveyard to the hand, so we do that to add Sunny Boxer's Rival. And then we get return 2 cards our opponent controls back to their hand. Then we'll use Rival to summon itself out and then destroy one of the opponent's monsters. And we'll equip Sunny Gloves to the Boxer, 700 more attack points and piercing. You know, gain life points, draw 2, and then boom, that was game. Okay, so in this game, you're actually going first. You know, you pass to your opponent. Let's say you only have Teacher and Sister in hand. So when your opponent goes to their battle phase, then you can even start with Teacher to summon, grab Sunny City. Then you can just do Sister to summon it and then double up Teacher's attack points and boom. At least you have some kind of body to protect with. And then the next turn, you know, you can go main phase, activate Sunny City, add Boxer. Battle phase, you know, Boxer for Kangaroo. Kangaroo to summon, then bounce back to hand. To summon the fusion, and we'll use him to add Ancestor. Ancestor's effect to summon and gain 1,000 life points. Use him to attack here, and you can banish the top card from your opponent's deck. Teacher goes into attack. Use his effect to add back Kangaroo, and then Boxer goes in. In this one, we're going second. We're going to try a full hand. We're going to start with a Rhoda, added Boxer off of Rhoda. Then we're going to do activate Sunny City to add Sister. Go to battle phase. Go for Teacher. Add Sunny Training. And we're going to use Ancestor here to summon and gain 1,000 life points. Boxer to summon, add a monster. We'll just add another Teacher. Kangaroo to summon to bounce back a card your opponent controls. Then we're going to send those 2 to fusion summon and add another Kangaroo. And we'll bounce back another 2 cards. We'll go Teacher in, use his effect to grab the Sunny Boxer from graveyard back. Sister, since we're still in battle phase, to summon here, and then double, you know, fusion monsters attack to 6,000. And you can just go in Sister for game, you know. And then you still have Sunny Training, you know, if you want to add a card. And then let's say we gave her 500 attack, you know, then we have 2 other equipped cards in hand. And then main phase 2, if you want, you can go and link summon for Ferocious Flame Swordsman. But yeah, those are the combos. What do you think about it? You think it's busted? Do you think it's Tenpai but actually interesting? Do you think it's a better War Rock? Leave comments down below. I already have decks made for Lambo and Mukro/Chrome. I put them both together. So if you have a preference on which one you want to see next, you know, leave a comment down below on that. Like the video if you enjoyed, you know, and subscribe if you want to know when the next one comes out. And yeah, thanks for watching. All right, bye.